1 second.
Ladies and gentlemen,
what you gonna do, brother?
Oh yeah!
Woo! What?
If you smell what the rock.
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
Welcome to a special Monday night episode of Around the Turnbuckle. I am the Big Alboski. He is Professor Keith. Our guest will be arriving within the next 10 minutes. His name is Chico Adams from WXW fame, from all over fame, actually. He's been wrestling for 10 years. He will be with us for in 10 minutes. But let's pay some bills, and then we got a little business to attend to, as Professor knows. If you are looking for CBD products and you're in pain, you want to get into CBD products and check them out. Dr. Brown CBD uses the latest scientific knowledge to experienced professionals to create top-of-the-line CD products at affordable prices. Go to www.momandpopcbdshop.com right there at the bottom of your screen, or go to one of the 5 locations, Easton, Wind Gap, Bechtelsville, Hackettstown, or Washington, and mention the Big Alboski. They will hook you up. Bills are paid, Keith, and we start on a solemn note, as you reported to me, and that Dustin Diamond passed away at the age of 44. Most people know him from Saved by the Bell as Screech, but he was also into wrestling. He was also into boxing. So you wanted to say a few words about Dustin Diamond.
I did. Diamond was a lifelong wrestling fan. I remember him from Saved by the Bell because I was in that age group to watch that show. One thing I didn't really know until I actually kind of read his obit from PW Insider, which I have in front of me, and I'm just going to literally quote from it because I don't want to steal their work or anything like that.
Sure.
He had actually appeared for Memphis Wrestling. He had a run on their television in May through June 2000. He also was part of Hogan's CMT reality series. I don't know if anybody remembers that.
I don't, but
where they trained other celebrities, but with Brian Knobs, Tom Howard, and Brutus Beefcake, so the old Hogan and Friends.
The old Hogan group.
Right, and then they would have matches every week that Jimmy Hart, Eric Bischoff, and Hogan would judge. Diamond made it to the end with Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman ultimately won it. He also used like a wrestling heel persona on VH1 Celebrity Fit Club. And
Right.
Diamond did a lot of different appearances. He did for Chicago's AAW and NYC's FTW promotions, among a lot of other ones. He was last at a pro wrestling event in 2012. So I thought that is definitely worthy of somebody who loved the business, loved it enough to get involved with it, and whatever celebrity rub he could give to it. I look at him more as like an Andy Kaufman type of involvement versus, say, like a David Arquette involvement. So I thought it was appropriate to, take a minute, say that to the friends, to the family, to the fans of Dustin Diamond, we're grieving with you. 44 is way too young. Cancer is a son of a bitch. And there you have it.
Yeah, I wanted it noted that because some people might ask if they don't look it up themselves, how did he die at age 44? And he did have lung cancer.
Stage 4.
Okay.
Stage 4. Only diagnosed a couple months ago.
Because people are taking all too young lately, and everybody's got COVID on the mind. So yeah, he had lung cancer. So rest in peace, Dustin, and yes, our condolences go out to his family. Last night was so while we're waiting for Chico Adams, last night was the Royal Rumble. Your thoughts, Professor Keith?
I hugely enjoyed the show, actually. I think about as much as I didn't like Survivor Series, which was the last pay-per-view I sat down and told myself I would watch, and I regretted it almost the entire way through, except for the Taker bit. I don't have anything bad to say about the Rumble. I thought Drew and Goldberg did the best they could with what they have. I mean, Goldberg's limited. Goldberg was always limited. Now he's older. But you know what? They went in there. They went as hard as they could. The right guy won. More rub for Drew. And this is what I've talked about forever. I've said, you're going to bring these old guys back. That's fine. That's great. But they need to go out on their back. They need to start making these younger guys, because you have a whole generation that is basically neutered and never achieved what they could have because you would not let them go over the older guys while they were there to be gone over. So I think, props to WWE, to Goldberg, to Drew, everybody involved, that came off as well as it did. I thought the women's match was great. I give a big shout out to Carmella. She's gotten 100 times better than the last time I saw her. Never ever do that suicida shit again.
No.
And this is why these dives through the ropes and everything else, I think, need to be more rare, because Carmella showed you, and I mean, thank God she was not seriously hurt, but it shows you how bad it could potentially be when you miss these things. So I would really love to see more workers kind of saying, like, yeah, you know what, maybe we shouldn't make that as common as it's become.
I felt better when she came out in the Rumble, like was in the Rumble match itself after that, because I was like, if she didn't show up, I was like, oh man, maybe Carmella's really, really hurt, but I guess she wasn't, and luckily, and I'm glad she wasn't. But yeah, you're right. I'm done seeing suicide dives. Knock it off. I'm with you 100%. I love the entire event. The only thing I didn't like was they kind of botched the Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens ending. They could have kind of improvised there. The referee was counting, and then he stops counting because Heyman couldn't get the cuffs off of Roman Reigns. Because I guess what was supposed to happen there was he was supposed to get the cuffs off of Roman Reigns. Right. And Roman was supposed to stand up last minute, and nobody was moving. So so I think maybe Heyman should have decked the referee or something. I don't know. They could have done something, but
it probably would have been better. But I mean, you run that risk when you try something like that. I get it. So I mean,
I thought Owens was going to win for a minute.
I did too. And that's a testament to what a good job they did, because there was a lot of points in that match where you were going like, oh crap, I think they might take it off of Roman. You know, so I give them a lot of credit there. The women's Rumble was fantastic.
Yes, the Bianca Belair,
one of the best Royal Rumbles, top to bottom, I've seen. And part of it too is because in the case of the women versus the men, there were so many more people that I could have believed had a legitimate shot at winning.
Yep.
Whereas with the men's Rumble, and this is the problem that's become since it's become, title match at Mania, and the way they have everybody so in a cast of like, well, this is only as far as you go. You start to look around and go, man, there's only 3 or 4 guys that I could believe are going to win this.
Alan chimes in with Charlotte just had to make sure she wasn't at least final 3.
Yeah, and I mean, look, it's fun to bash Charlotte and all that, but I mean that's Vince, that's the company. He's got a flair, and it's why Tamina keeps her job and keeps getting put into stuff, because Vince will periodically go, we have a snooker, and we don't have her on TV. Fix that.
The men's Rumble as well. The men's Rumble was done right. A few people that we talked to today were kind of criticized that Edge at times disappeared, so to speak. But I mean, like you mentioned that earlier today, Shawn Michaels disappeared in '95. He had to go from number 1 to the end at age 47. Come on.
Exactly. You have to go about an hour at that point.
Yeah.
And not just an hour with one guy. And go look at an hour match with one guy. And you tell me how much stalling that you see. You know, everybody loves and I'm not talking about, you're talking about, the Iron Man match 30 years ago, baby. No. Samoa Joe, CM Punk, go watch that hour match back, which everybody was like, it's the greatest thing ever. Oh my God, I can't believe it. They stall for almost half of it.
Yeah, Flair used to do that stuff all the time.
You cannot go 100 miles an hour for an hour. Yep. You find me somebody that can go 100 miles an hour for an hour, and I'll tell you that's the greatest athlete I've ever seen, because it's not possible. So I don't get it. You know, you got 30 guys total going through it. You've got enough action going on that, yeah, there should be points for people, especially if you have to go that long to have that last burst and the false finishes and all that to win. You're going to need to take 10 minutes here or
Marcus
whatever
Johnson.
to be in the corner.
Bet your rear end I'm catching a breather if I got to run the gauntlet in a Rumble. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Speaking of Marcus Johnson, he will be with us this Saturday at 6 p.m. live right here on this program. So tune in for that. Tune in to check out Marcus. We're going to catch up with him. We're going to see where he's going and where he's been. And I can't wait to talk to him live here on Saturday. That's Saturday at 6 o'clock. Like, in case you just joined us and are like, where the hell is Chico Adams? He will be joining. I just got a text messages, and he will be joining us within the next 5 to 10 minutes. He will be here, and we will get it done here tonight on a special Monday night edition of Around the Turnbuckle. We got JT Funk checking in. What's up? Hey, JT Funk, how are you? I hope you're braving this storm wherever you're at. We never know where he's going to be, right, Keith?
No.
We're facing a heavy nor'easter up here in Pennsylvania there, JT Funk. I don't know.
Anyone in the path of it, stay in.
Stay
in.
Wherever you are, stay where you are if you're not in Pennsylvania, man. But yeah, great Rumble. Bianca Belair, I was so happy for her. At the end, the last two people left in the ring I was good either way. If Rhea Ripley won, or if Bianca Belair won, I was good either way. But I was happy for Bianca Belair winning the Ladies Rumble and see where this goes. See if she takes on. To me personally, I hope she takes on Sasha Banks. That's my wish, but I guess it's up to the powers that be on who she takes on at WrestleMania. But I would love to see Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. JT, we're going to have to shake hands one of these days. Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't want Charlotte to win. Well, sir, I must politely disagree with you. I was cool if Charlotte won. No, I'm not.
Charlotte wasn't going to win because Charlotte's got to fight Lacey Evans for Ric Flair's love.
Yeah, which is the dumbest storyline I've ever seen in my entire life because the man's like 80 years old.
Mate, number one, it is stupid. I'm not disputing that. It is stupid.
Yeah.
Especially because somehow Charlotte's still a babyface, even though she treated her dad like crap for absolutely no definable reason.
Right.
With WWE logic. Two, you've been watching wrestling longer than I have.
Mm-hmm.
You've watched WWE longer than I have.
Yeah.
I fail to see how this is the stupidest thing that you have ever seen in wrestling. And if it is, I have a YouTube channel to show you where the guy just reviews like old bad TNA and stuff like that, where it's like, trust me,
my son subscribes to Botchamania, so we watch that. We watch every new Botchamania every day.
Yeah, but that's a little different. That's just people screwing.
But it might not be the dumbest thing. I just hate the storyline. You don't need it, but whatever. If Charlotte's gonna wrestle Lacey Evans at Mania, that's fine. Bianca Belair, like I said, I hope she takes on Sasha Banks instead of Asuka, but I that's my wish. As far as the men's go,
I'm honestly going to completely disagree and say I think it should be Asuka because it would be easier and better, I think, to put the title on Belair because Asuka's not doing anything. Whereas with Sasha, she's breaking out with, the Mandalorian and stuff now.
Yeah.
They don't want to take that title off of her, and I don't blame her. But then
what if she got other things going on, and what if she has to drop the title?
If it was something like that, then yeah, okay, do it. But as far as I know, if that's the case, then yeah, go ahead and do it.
Either way, Bianca wins the title at Mania against either one of those two ladies, it's legit, right? Asuka was unstoppable for a long time there for a while, and then now she's champion. Sasha Banks has been time and time again champion on all brands. So either way, Bianca gets us an awesome opponent. Now, the men, while we're still waiting for Chico, the men is what I want to talk about because you and a lot of others are saying that Edge should take on Drew McIntyre, and I disagree with that 100%. I think it should be Roman Reigns.
No.
Why?
Many reasons.
Also, as stupid as having Goldberg in the main event at 54, they were so desperate for a new big star. Well,
but he jerked the curtain, Joe. Like, yeah, it's the WWE title match, but he jerked the curtain. He was the first match. He was in and out.
Yep, he was in and out.
And he lost. So they did the exact right thing with Goldberg at 54.
I thought he was going to beat him in 5 seconds with a Claymore. Like, he hit him with a Claymore right away. I thought he was going to. I would have been cool with that.
If that happened, I think I would have been a little bit like, yeah, that's good, but I think it becomes so unbelievable that people are like, fuck that.
Well,
you know, then I think you get a backlash in the other direction where the Goldberg fans.
Either way, it ended the right way. But finish your thought before we get Chico. Finish your thought on why it should be Edge versus Drew.
Okay. It should be Edge versus Drew. First off, because Edge's whole stated storyline is, I want to get back the title that I never lost. Yes, the world title doesn't exist anymore, but it went into the WWE title. And the WWE title is the main belt. It always is, it always was, it always should be. So I feel like it's better for Edge to go chase Drew. And I think it gives Drew another legend that he gets a win over, which helps, you know, finally and fully cement Drew as the franchise babyface right now. I think also Edge is better as a heel, and you can create a situation while this goes on where Edge slowly kind of loses his shit, turns heel, goes back into the rated R superstar, you know, starts bringing, and you could do it where, like, he brings out the world heavyweight title one night and hits Drew in the head with it, and, you know, you got that thing where it's like, I'm the real champion, here's the real title, da-da-da-da-da, which I know some people are going to go, that's old and corny. Screw you.
I want you to respond to this, because your nephew says Roman versus Owens was WWE being original as always and stealing AEW spots the whole match, like golf cart running over and things like that.
Because WWE has never, ever done spots like that in the past. They never had a show on the Super Bowl where The Rock drove a forklift and pinned Mick Foley with a power. Stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
AEW does everything. Well, he's going off of Kenny. See, he's going off of Kenny Omega's tweet about it, where it was
Kenny Omega can just go on.
It was a sarcastic, like, well done, guys, well done.
Concentrate on running your company into the ground, sir. Priorities.
We cannot trash AEW because our guest coming up is trying to get there.
I'm not trashing AEW. I'm trashing Kenny Omega.
Okay. To be clear.
But again, that's everybody steals from everybody.
Yeah.
You know, AEW is clearly a derivative WWE product at this point. Whether you like that, great. If you don't like that, you don't like that. But I'm just stating a fact. It's very obvious that AEW is kind of in the WCW role of, we're going to be derivative of WWE, derivative of what works, and try to put our own spin on that.
Trashing Kenny Omega says his company is being run into the ground.
I'm saying Kenny Omega is running it into the ground.
All right. So I lost my train of thought.
But also, too, the other reason why I want Edge versus Drew is because Drew has nothing else. There's no one else that is going to make sense for Drew. Over on SmackDown, you can do Roman versus Big E. And what I would even do, I would do title for title. I would recreate WrestleMania 6. And I would have the Intercontinental title and the WWE title on the line. And I would have Big E beat Roman, and that would crown Big E.
I guess we'll find out tonight on Raw, because if he's challenging Drew, wouldn't he come out tonight on Raw and say so?
You would think, unless they want to do that thing where, you know, and it is coming into February sweep, so I could see them doing it where they want to put Edge on both shows for a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on the grounds of he has to decide who he's going to challenge, and they make it a big to-do where they can get more TV mileage out of, you know, what's he going to do.
in case you just joined us, that Chico, if you're looking for Chico Adams, he just texted me. He's getting into his car. He's going to be on his phone in his car, and he is coming to us within moments.
I just hope that works out better than it has for some other guys.
Yeah. Even during the promo Rumble we had last week, Mal Havoc was in his car, but I will tell you what, Mal Havoc cut the promo of his life while driving. Like he didn't pull over. He was driving. Back to your point of Drew, and I get all your points. I get it. And I get all the Big E Roman thing. Sure. Why not? But I don't know if they're going to, this comeback story of Edge, I don't know if you can spin that heel. I don't know if he could just all of a sudden be rated R superstar and take it on.
I'm not saying all of a sudden. You got from now until like April, right? Because Mania is like what, April 2nd?
Something like that.
You got plenty of time to do the slow burn.
Big E beating Roman for that belt would be every fan's wet dream. Huh?
And I'm saying, how much bigger is it if it's title for title? If Roman walks out with two belts.
Do they do the same thing then? Do they have like an intercontinental tournament or something? Or,
whatever you have to do, because I'm sorry, but the intercontinental title doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
That's why they make it matter, because
it only matters if it's on a guy they want to push.
I'm saying
back to like a Sami Zayn where they don't care, and then the belt is useless.
What I'm saying is that this could be a way, like if Big E goes in and he beats Roman for the title, to have the Intercontinental title up for grabs, you could get 16 guys that say, yeah, I want to be Intercontinental champion, and maybe that'll matter.
You could, and I mean, Fox, the reason why SmackDown is very different from Raw and is more sports-based is because that's what Fox wants.
Mm-hmm.
Fox wants more of a sports flavor to it. So going and having a legit tournament would be something that might also appease Fox versus what they would probably do, where they would just go, let's just have a battle royal or some crap to get past this because we don't care about that title or whatever.
Maybe I'm just thinking along the lines of that maybe Roman and Edge would complement each other more in a match. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's how I feel about it, but
I don't feel like Roman.
It's nothing against Drew. I got nothing against Drew, believe me.
Because here's the problem with Edge and Roman. What's your end game? You don't want to put it on Edge. I don't think they want to put it on Edge, and I don't think Edge necessarily wants it.
That's the title he's never held.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants a title at this point. I don't think they want to put one of their big titles on him. He just came back from a series. His series last year with Orton was what, 2 matches, 3 matches, and he was hurt for 6 months.
Right.
So that's got to be in everybody's mind of like, hey, we'll get him to Mania, but would we trust him to walk out of there with one of the world titles?
Drew could carry a long match with Edge better since he's a better worker.
I mean, I don't know that I'd go as far as that, because, when Roman and Drew fought at Survivor Series, nobody carried anybody in that match.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody was carrying anybody. They were 50-50, and they were tearing the house down. I think people have got to get off this train of Roman's just being pushed because Vince likes, big guys and he's Samoan. Roman's great.
Yeah, who else do they have?
Roman's proving he's great. So I really think people have got to get off Roman's nuts.
Well, I mean, he's a good heel.
People got to get off his nuts.
Well, I know the young generation hate to hate him. They don't love to hate him. They hate to hate him.
Yeah, he's doing a great job as a heel, and I think as a babyface, he wasn't that bad either. The problem was
saying Edge is old. Okay.
Disrespectful, kids.
He didn't look old. He didn't look old at the Rumble. Sorry.
No, he didn't.
He looked better than last year.
If I get to Edge's age, and I'm half as good a shape as he is, yeah, I want to be that kind of old.
Hell yeah.
Yes, I do.
That was great. I mean, yeah, it was great seeing him. It was great. Alan popped for Christian. I'll tell you that right now. He popped for Christian.
I think everybody did.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was nice to see Christian.
Absolutely. Again, in case you just joined us and you're waiting for Chico Adams, he will be on momentarily. Again, this Saturday at 6:00, you will see Marcus Johnston with us at 6:00 live. And don't forget, Wednesdays nights at 8 o'clock is Spitting with Spitter. Sunday nights at 8 o'clock is Cipher Knowledge with Chrissy. You can find her on YouTube, and you can find Spitting with Spitter on 2M1L Media with me and Keith. And Home Team Sports on Tuesday, we will be talking about the Super Bowl. In depth, we will be giving our Super Bowl 55 predictions. We will be talking about Super Bowls of past. We will be talking about the best Super Bowl commercials, the top 10 Super Bowl commercials of all time. We're going to run down that list too on Home Team Sports on Tuesday. That's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. Chico Adams will be with us momentarily. I hope everybody enjoyed the Rumble. I hope if you're in the Northeast, which me and Keith are, that you're in somewhere warm and you're out of this storm and you're just, I sounded like Dr. Seuss just then, didn't I? But yes. Okay. So are you ready?
Yes.
I believe we got Chico coming in right now. I hope. Barring some. There we go. Bless you, Professor. Wow. You have a fan. Isn't that fun?
I love having fans. I love everybody on this show. I felt very bad for not being on yesterday. Unfortunately, I had to work with the blizzard coming. I'm a manager where I am. I had to email back and forth with the faceless corporate heads and talk to my manager, and eventually we had to shut down what we're doing. We do retail shipping, so it wasn't really going to be a good idea to try to do that in the blizzard when nobody was getting out of their driveway today.
Joining us now is the one and only Chico Adams. I cannot see him. Maybe try,
Can't hear him either. I think he might be having those dreaded technical difficulties.
Yep. Try going back out and going back in.
Yep, I think that's what he's trying.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna try to get Chico here. Oh, by the way, he said, "Bless you, Professor," because you sneezed, not because he's your fan.
I did sneeze. My sinuses have also not been awesome the last couple of days. It's either a sinus infection or it's a cold, guys. I'm not around.
A lot of times when I bring guys
my mask at work, I'm not around anybody that has had it. So
a lot of times when I bring guys on, and you see a blank screen like that, that means that they're on their phone. Let's see if we got him. Can you hear us, my friend? He's frozen.
He's very frozen right now.
Yep. There he is.
Come around.
Can you hear us, my friend?
Can you hear me?
He's not. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hmm?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Hey, what's up?
There you are.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can barely hear him, Keith.
I'm sorry, guys.
Maybe in a bad service area.
No, we're good.
Now I can hear you pretty good, yeah. You can hear us okay?
All right. A little bit.
Are you in a bad area? Are you in Florida?
Did you just conflate Florida with a bad area? You're going to make the Florida.
No, I'm asking him if he's in Florida because I'm jealous because we're covered in 2 feet of snow and he's not. Can you hear us now, bud? Oh man. I don't know what's going on there, Keith.
Like I said, I'm gonna guess bad cell connection, that area.
Hello. I'm all right. How are you? I'm all right. How you doing? We tried to do a little bit earlier, but pretty much what we did, what my son and I did earlier, is pretty much done. Pretty much, yeah. How you doing? Yep. We lost Chico, Keith.
Yeah, it's not working for him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Right. 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 We'll do Wednesday morning. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All right, man. No problem. You got it. You got it. Yep. Be safe. All right, Keith. We lost Chico Adams. I apologize to everybody for that. I apologize for that phone call right in the middle of it all. Yeah. Again, he called me directly and he feels terrible. I was gonna try an experiment with him, but he hung up on me.
That's okay. We'll just book him for another time. You know, no hard feelings. Technology isn't always our friend. You know, we know that. This is what happens when you do it live.
Yeah, let me. You want to try? You want to try something? You want to try voice? I've never tried it, but I want if you guys can hear him. I mean, if you can hear him, that means the audience can hear him. Having technical issues, plus my car isn't starting, and I'm usually not like this. I do apologize. His car's not starting. Like he should be on the road now. He's got to worry about getting his car started.
Yeah. It just sounds like it's not his day.
He's not having a good day, and that happens. We're here in the Northeast. We're having a storm. Guys, anybody watching right now, tell us about what's going on with the storm out there. Tell us how much you're shoveling and all that kind of nonsense right there. I got a text message from my boss also just now that said that we are not working tomorrow again. So I can watch Monday Night Raw and see who Edge takes on, whether he goes and steps and face to face with the WWE champion Drew McIntyre tonight on Raw, or whether we see him on SmackDown against Roman. I guess we're gonna find out. But
it needs to be Drew.
Okay.
So, damn it, WWE, you got me on your side now. You did good. I put you over for it. Don't screw with me. You didn't have a perfect show because
so I suggested
nonsense, but you had a good show. Don't blow it.
So no worries. I text him. No worries. He doesn't want to do the voice. He would rather next time be on time. We will reschedule it. He will get in touch with me, and we will have Chico Adams on, guys. Keith, you can talk, Keith, if you want about the Yoko thing because you did watch it. I will watch it. You're not going to spoil it for me What are your thoughts on the new thing they released? And didn't they just release it right after the Rumble, right?
Yeah, they've had it in the works for a while. It's the first in a new series. If the opening credits are any indication, it looks like we can probably expect something on the British Bulldog. We can expect really future episodes on kind of the big icons of WWE that they really haven't done a documentary or anything like that for. They started with Yokozuna. If you're a longtime watcher of the show, you know Alan and I are fans of Yoko's, and we're definitely fans of WWE talking about him more, putting him over more,
Yes.
putting more of it out there, and kind of really acknowledging what he meant.
Because we feel like he's kind of forgotten, right? He's like that, you know, he's kind of that in between the Hogan era versus the Attitude Era, right? He's kind of that.
He was smacking that new generation.
Yeah.
And he went out in 96,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything really started to take off the next year or the year after.
And you had the Monday Night Wars got going and all that stuff. But Yoko comes in, he wins the 1993 Royal Rumble, immediate impact, takes on Hogan, takes on Undertaker, takes on Flair, all comers, and is just a monster. Takes on Bret the Hitman Hart, Macho Man Randy Savage. For a while there, they were doing a thing where he was literally squashing people, and I don't mean in a squash match. I mean like sending people to the hospital. Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I remember that. I watched
among
that.
others. I mean, you know, they built him up to be this big, unstoppable monster. Then he gets to WrestleMania 9, and he's facing Bret the Hitman Hart for the title. He wins the title. Of course, they did the stupid thing with Hogan at the end, but he did win the title there. That does count. And then he gets it back from Hogan at King of the Ring that year, and then he goes to WrestleMania 10, where he takes on two opponents. He takes on Lex Luger in the mid card, in the middle of the card, and then he takes on Bret the Hitman Hart at the end because there were co-winners of the Royal Rumble that year in '94. So Yoko, like I said, Yoko's impact, Yoko's legacy, all that stuff, I hope was encapsulated into that documentary because, and Keith said, and Keith, you can speak to this, they did a lot of behind the scenes and old footage and talking with all the family, talking with Afa, Sika, and all the Anoa'i family, right?
Right, because they wanted you to get to know Rodney Anoa'i. They wanted you to know Rodney Anoa'i because that's who he was. And I mean, some of the old stuff they show from, and actually, I didn't know this. Did you know Yokozuna wasn't brought in to be Yokozuna?
No,
Do you know what
Wasn't-
he was originally brought in to do?
No.
He was supposed to be Samu's partner in the Head Shrinkers.
Okay.
But he couldn't make that booking. So Fatu got the slot. They liked what they saw with him and Fatu, and then they were thinking about Yoko would come in and it would be a trio. But they brought him in. He had dark matches as Coquina, and they tried every iteration they could think of Coquina.
Right.
And it just wasn't working. And then they sat down and they're like, well, what do we do? And then somebody said, make him a sumo wrestler. And it just took off from there. And it also, at the time, it gave Fuji something to do because Mr. Fuji was, you know, kind of one of the grand old men of.
And your boy, James E. Cornette.
Huh?
And your boy, James E. Cornette, to be the American spokesperson.
Cornette got into it because Fuji was getting older, and I'm not trying to disrespect Mr. Fuji in any way. Mr. Fuji, an absolute legend. But by that point, they wanted to keep him. They wanted him to have something to do out of respect and everything else. Yeah. But Fuji couldn't move around like he used to. Fuji couldn't do a lot of what he could do.
I got a random comment for you, Professor. Okay. Edge challenges Roman, barely wins with maybe some botched chicanery from Orton or Heyman. Edge has the belt. Miz cashes in. Miz comes out on top.
No to all of that. No. It's freaking
Absolutely.
WrestleMania. It's freaking WrestleMania. And Miz with the briefcase thing, I would just love to have something where it's just like Miz cashes it in, and they go in this, and we will never use the briefcase again.
Why'd they use it with? Why'd they take it away from Otis then? There's got to be a reasoning.
Probably because they decided Otis wasn't the guy. That they
what?
didn't fit with
He
Otis.
could cash it in to lose.
He could cash it in to lose, but I think what they're going to do with Otis is going to be like the lone bushwhacker.
He came down.
And look, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
The Bushwhackers had a secure spot. They made a lot of money. You need comedy. You need the comedy guys. You need the guys that are not necessarily going. Not everybody can be the world heavyweight champion.
Mm.
So, I mean, he's a good worker. He's got a good spot. I mean, but like I say, for Mania, it's staring you in the face. They've done so much to build up Big E. Why don't we just take that all the way? Somebody's got to beat Roman at some point. I understand people that might say, do you want to see that when there's not really going to be a crowd? I get it. I do. But I just feel like Roman's there. Roman's been built in the new character. You have such an opportunity with Big E right now, and you're going over to Peacock. Peacock's going to want, big bankable moments to sell this WWE deal with. Why not Drew and Big E walk out of WrestleMania on top? It just screams to me, this is the way to do it. And it shakes some things up. It gives you some fresh matches and some fresh ideas. Big E is the feel-good story. Drew, I think, is still a feel-good story. If you know everything he went through, the first run, this was all supposed to happen for him. It got sidetracked. It got derailed. He got pushed down the card. He got fired. He works his way back. Now he's the freaking man. He's the franchise babyface right now. He's beating legends. He's beating everybody in his path. I mean, this is the stories that Vince loves and that we love. That's what's so great about wrestling. Is these stories of these guys when they sacrifice and they go through the obstacles and they come out on top. So I mean, to me, that would be my ideal WrestleMania.
It's refreshing to hear you finally say, and I agree with you. Believe me, it's been a while since we've enjoyed a WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah.
A WWE pay-per-view. And I'm not talking NXT, and I'm talking a WWE main roster pay-per-view. It's been a while. And they did everything right. It was booked right. All right. Drew over Goldberg. The men's rumble could have went many different ways, but I'm cool with them having Edge win it and starting at number 1, and that's cool. But Bianca Belair winning was awesome, was amazing, and a lot of people love that. That she's getting this big push. That's great. The women's championship also, Sasha retaining, but Carmella, like you said, did look much better. Much better.
Better than the last time I saw her. 100% better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I
remember you saying something along the lines of they're going to get 5 minutes. I think they went a little longer than that. So and then Owens versus Roman tore the house down. They just fucked the finish, in my opinion. That's all.
Oh, everybody said that. It was obviously a mistake. It hurts the match a little bit, and I mean, did I like it? Do I think they were a little over the top with the plunder sometimes? Yeah. Because I feel like we've seen a lot of the let's go nuts and fight in the back and use the forklifts and use the hand carts and use the whatever. And, it's a little bit like, I don't know. I don't have the appetite to watch guys destroy themselves now like I used to when I was younger. I thought
it was a shocking moment to me because Owens is standing there 1 second, and the next second you see him ass over elbows, like going through a windshield. Yeah. It was a cool effect, but I was like, oh my God. I know they've done it before and over and over and over again, but that moment they had the camera work right, and you had Owens kind of looking this way, looking for Roman and wandering around, and next thing you know, he gets hit by a freaking golf cart. I mean, and not only did he get hit, it's not like he got hit and fell forward and did a bump. He went up and went up, like right next to Roman inside the golf cart.
The older I get, if you guys have ever seen Major League, there's a scene in Major League where Wesley Snipes is playing. Wesley Snipes' character is supposed to be the leadoff man, and if you don't really know your baseball, right, and if you don't know your baseball, the leadoff man's job is you go up the bat first, and you just need to get a hit. You just need to get on base. That is your whole job. So he is like hitting home runs and stuff. He hits a home run in the game. He runs around the bases. He's happy as shit. He comes in the dugout. His manager looks at him, woo, and he goes, "That was a hell of a hit, son. Don't ever do it again." That's kind of what I feel like off of a lot of these spots now. It's like, wow, that was impressive and insane, and don't you ever do that crap again because you're lucky to be alive right now.
Marcus Johnston chimes in. Take this how you like, but my favorite part of the match, besides the golf cart, was Owens sticking his fingers in Roman's mouth while they were laid out. Okay.
I mean, I can see it because I'm a big fan, too, of, like, the little things, The little things are what makes it, That stuff where, like, you're huffing and puffing, but you see a moment where it's like, I've got a moment here where I can hit him in the face and it makes sense, or I can rake him in the eyes, or just reaching my arm over and making like I'm going to do something offensively, but I'm so tired.
Watch it back. It's hilarious. Yeah, no, I slightly
sometimes it's just funny.
Yeah, there were some funny moments. Like when he got the forklift and went up on top of the forklift and did the whole swanton, like Jeff Hardy type thing off the forklift. I was like, oh my god! I mean, I knew it was happening. I knew it was about to happen, but just watching it happen, it got to me. I was like, wow, like they're just putting their bodies on the line for my entertainment. Get kudos to Owens and Roman for that match. I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, I mean, I felt bad for him that the finish just didn't come off because there's going to be
If it was a perfect finish, it would have been match of the night. It would have been match of the night if it was a perfect finish. I think I don't want to overdo it on the finish botch or whatever, but like it slightly took away from it for me. Like not like. That's something they had to have rehearsed, I would think. Because where exactly?
Then,
you know what I mean?
It's just a crap happens kind of moment,
right? And the Rumble had some surprises. It had Christian, it had the Hurricane, Alan's favorite.
Right.
Whenever the Hurricane showed up,
Christian's back. Christian's going to be on a full-time schedule. Christian's back.
Like wrestling.
Yes.
Oh wow.
He was secretly cleared about a week ago. He's going to be on a part-time schedule. So
Well, he did a post. He did a post Rumble interview with one of the girls, and they asked him how it felt, and he's like, "Well, if it wasn't me that won the Rumble, I was glad that Edge won." But he's like, "Remember, I did tell everybody I had one match left in me, right? Maybe that was it." And then he walked away.
Yeah. No, I'm reading very reliably that no, he's back. He secretly cleared. You're going to get an ENC reunion at some point. That may be the plan for when Edge doesn't win at Mania. Go ahead and have a run with them as a team because, there's still money left in that.
For the benefit of those with flash photography.
Mm-hmm. The crowd's going to go crazy for that.
Oh, yeah. They went crazy when they hugged.
Yep.
I mean, I know there wasn't a crowd there, but the Thunderdome, whatever. I don't know. I'm so sick of the Thunderdome. I want fans, damn it! Is it so hard to ask?
Yes, because people would get sick if you have a full building at this point.
They do it in the NFL. I don't mean a full building. I need 10,000 fans spread out.
They'll try it at Mania. We'll see what happens. Obviously, that's the next step. But they've also put a lot of money into renting this building for the Thunderdome.
I mean, it wasn't the super best friends hug, but it was a pretty good hug.
He's banned.
He's banned. You're banning him?
I'm banning him.
You're banning him. You're
You
banned.
need to throw a little crap.
All right. So, everybody, I hope you guys are staying safe from the storm. I hope you enjoy Monday Night Raw. If you're going to watch Monday Night Raw tonight, I am, on behalf of Chico Adams, I apologize. He was not with us tonight, but Keith and I talked a little Yokozuna, talked a little Royal Rumble, talked a whole heck of a lot in the beginning about one Dustin Diamond. Rest in peace. Go ahead, Keith.
Also, too, when you get done with the Yoko documentary, check out the Pat Patterson documentary.
Yeah.
It is a great watch, and there's a great bonus in there. They actually show the actual book, the booking book
Cool.
for 87, 88, and you see the page where the WrestleMania 3 card was laid out.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Gotta check that out. I'll check out both. Absolutely. Hey, I'm off of work tomorrow. I got something to do. And we will see you guys all this Saturday at 6 o'clock for Around the Turnbuckle. It is me and Keith and Marcus Johnston live, and he will be with us. He was with us here tonight. And
Excited for that.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, the Super Bowl special, the Home Team Sports and Entertainment Super Bowl special with me and Shango and Cousin Phil and Anthony Joseph. And we will run down our predictions for Super Bowl 55. We're going to be talking Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. It's going to be fun. We got one last comment. Thank you, guys. Oh, hey, man, we can't wait to talk to you, brother.
Yep.
We cannot wait to talk to you. You're going to be in the hot seat, all right? We're pissed off because we didn't have a guest tonight, so now you got to sit down and you got to listen to us. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what we do.
That's all we do here.
That's all we do here. And with that, we shut it down. We'll see you next time on Around the Turnbuckle.